the hosts, this might actually simplify that whole host patching process. And you might be able to set up a very nice set of tasks that ultimately allow you to patch machines while you're not around. I don't know. But all these are there for you. Use them if you feel like you would like them. I want to show you one other cool piece in here, and this is, as I said, this is kind of the miscellaneous nugget here. So when I show you this, what I'm really doing is showing you just this because I think it's fundamentally cool. If I take a look at our cluster here, in fact I'll do the entire data center, and I scroll over to the right, you'll see there's this item here called maps. And maps just are cool. Like I've always been a big fan of maps, but they come in really handy in this whole vCenter world because of all the different interconnections that occur. So if I'm just looking at, for example, my host, the connections between my host to my VMs, well, you can see here the very complex web of different connections that are required. So here are the other options that are shown. If I add in the networks and the data stores and apply relationships, you can see here that just for 3 servers and what was it, 6 VMs, the various interconnections that are required in order to keep the whole thing up and running. These come in handy from time to time whenever you're having a problem identifying if whether or not a host is properly configured or not. What you get here is just a basic logical linkage between different elements to identify whether or not they're attached or not. And you gotta take these with a grain of salt, right? Because, well, ESX2 is connected to VM Data Store 2. You don't know anything else. You just know that it is. Except it's just nice to know, right? A very quick glance at a map like this can help you figure out, oh, wait a minute, I forgot to hook up Data Store 3. So then I can go and solve the problem down that way. This is one of the areas that is a good source or a good resource for some high-level knowledge about the health of your system. But there are actually 2 other locations where you can get some really useful health-based information about vCenter and also your ESX hosts. The first is right here under Administration, and if we go to, I believe it is vCenter Service Status here. Now what is this? This is really a roll-up. It's kind of, if you're familiar with application performance management, there's a very APM-oriented approach to rolling up a series of monitors that exist across all the different functionalities that make up vCenter. This is the vCenter part of this. Okay, so license services and vCenter Server and the Service Manager and Inventory Service, and this is the pieces that lay on top of ESX. And as you can see here, all of these have identified, well, what's the health of that? Replication health, good. All right, we're great. Capacity usage tracking service, good, we're great. VMware Update Manager, good, we're great. And so all of these will provide you essentially what you need to know about all the different services that have been hooked into vCenter. If you want to just show errors, well, you can click that and see the errors. But if you want to be confirmed that all the services are working just fine, you can click that there as well. These run every so often. You can click the refresh button to rerun it if you want. But this gives you that nice warm fuzzy that your vCenter environment is, well, it's all healthy, right? Now, as I said, this is just for the vCenter piece. There's also another